In the 11th and 12th centuries, traders traveling across the Sahara stopped near the Great Bend of the Niger River. What began as a seasonal trading camp gradually grew into a town. As caravans arrived with salt from the north and returned with gold from the south, Timbuktu prospered. The city stood at the meeting point of worlds. Merchants came, scholars came, pilgrims came, and wherever knowledge travels, books soon follow. Then came a great king, a ruler whose generosity became legendary. His name was Mansa Musa. When he made his famous pilgrimage to Mecca in the 14th century, he traveled with enormous wealth. Along the way, he met scholars, architects, judges, and teachers. When he returned, he encouraged learning throughout his empire and supported the construction of mosques and centers of education. Timbuktu flourished. It became not only a city of trade, but also a city of books. Books were precious. So precious that in Timbuktu, a rare manuscript could be worth more than a house. You see, while some kingdoms measured wealth in gold, Timbuktu also measured wealth in knowledge. The city became home to famous learning centers, especially the Sankore University. But do not imagine one enormous building like the universities you see today. It was a community of scholars. Teachers instructed students in courtyards, mosques, homes, and study circles. Learning happened everywhere. Students came from across Africa and beyond. They studied the Quran, law, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, geography, poetry, grammar, history, philosophy, even the movement of stars. Thousands of students filled the city, and scholars carefully copied books by hand. Each page required patience. Each manuscript carried generations of wisdom. Imagine walking through Timbuktu 600 years ago. The streets are alive. You hear merchants bargaining. You hear children reciting lessons. You hear the scratching of pens upon parchment. You smell fresh ink. You see shelves filled with carefully wrapped manuscripts. Knowledge lives in every corner. But here is something many people do not know. Timbuktu did not have only one great library. Hundreds of families owned private libraries. Generation after generation, parents carefully passed manuscripts to their children. Some families preserved hundreds of books. Others preserved thousands. Together, these collections eventually grew to hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. They recorded African history written by Africans. They preserved scientific discoveries. They documented business agreements. They described medicines. They recorded family histories. They even discussed the stars above our heads. But every fire casts a shadow. In the late 16th century, the powerful Ahmad al-Mansur sent an army south. In 1591, Moroccan forces defeated the Songhai Empire. Timbuktu came under foreign control. Many scholars fled. Some were imprisoned. Others were forced into exile. The city's golden age slowly faded. But listen carefully. The libraries did not disappear. The people protected them. They hid the manuscripts. Some buried them beneath floors. Others sealed them inside wooden chests. Families secretly guarded them. Grandparents whispered to grandchildren, "Protect these books with your life." And so they did. For centuries, time passed. Empires rose. Empires fell. The desert winds continued to blow. Many people outside Africa forgot Timbuktu's libraries ever existed. Some even claimed Africa had produced no written history. But the books were still there, waiting. In modern times, scholars began rediscovering the manuscripts. Families opened their hidden collections. Researchers found hundreds of thousands of handwritten works. It was as though the voices of ancient scholars had awakened after centuries of sleep. But the story was not over. In 2012, armed extremists entered Timbuktu. The world feared the manuscripts would be destroyed. And some were. But something extraordinary happened. Librarians, families, ordinary citizens became heroes. Working quietly under great danger, they packed manuscripts into metal trunks and wooden boxes. By night, they carried them through narrow streets, across rivers, past checkpoints, Hidden in carts and boats, thousands upon thousands of precious manuscripts were secretly transported to safety in Bamako. They risked everything to save knowledge. Empires may disappear, but knowledge lives as long as someone is willing to protect it. Today, many manuscripts are being restored, preserved, and digitized so future generations can study them. Never believe anyone who tells you Africa had no libraries. Never believe anyone who says our ancestors left nothing behind. They left books, they left science, they left poetry, they left history, and they left us the responsibility to protect it. Knowledge is like a baobab tree. No one person can embrace it alone. So read, so learn, so teach. For a book can outlive a king, and wisdom can travel farther than any army. And if the fire still burns tomorrow night, I will tell you another story.